All right, guys, what's up? So you guys are doing this ed puzzle to solve linear equations from 2 points or from a table. So again, what we went over yesterday is how to find one from two slopes in a table using these steps. So step 1, find the slope, also known as m. Step 2, pick 2 points to plug into x and y. Literally, you're picking your point that has an x goes in here, y goes in here, okay? Next value, solve for b, aka y-intercept, and then plug in your m and b into m and b. Y equals x, that all stays the same. The only thing that changes is it's either going to look like this, like 1/2 x plus 2, or it can look like something else, negative, positive, but the only things that you're plugging into in the end is your m and your b, okay? So first step, what did I just say? Your first step, again, is to find your slope. So to find your slope, your formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We are assigning these numbers. So if this one is x1, this one has to be y1. This one is x2. Obviously, this one is y2. All right, and you're plugging it in. So m is equal to y2 goes first. So you're plugging in 1 minus y1 is negative 5. This is literally labeled, and we have done this before. So please pay attention and do not mess up. Next, we have x2, which is 0, minus sign x1, which is positive 2. All right, 1 minus negative 5. When you do KCL, it's 1. Change the sign. Opposite of negative 5 is positive 5. This one just becomes 0 minus 2. Same thing. This becomes 6 over negative 2. All right, 6 over negative 2 can be simplified to negative 3. All right, that is my slope so far. I have the answer for a slope. All right, step 2 is to pick your points. All right, the point that I'm going to pick, I'm not going to pick 2 and negative 5 because I told you guys before I don't like negative numbers when there's positive numbers right here that are available. So I'm going to pick the point 0 and 1. Obviously, again, this is x, this is y. It goes into the equation y equals mx plus b. Y is here, so 1 goes here, equals, I know my m value is negative 3, I just solved it, and I know my x value right here is 0, which is my favorite thing in the world when a 0 is involved. Because when a 0 is involved, it's easier to solve for b, which is step number 3. Step number 3 is solving for b, so 1 is equal to negative 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus b means that b is by itself because 0 is nothing, and 1 is what my y-intercept is. All right, I solved for m, I solved for b. Step 4 is my final step, which is plugging it into y equals mx plus b, which means y is equal to, my slope is negative 3, x stays in x, and b is positive 1, so it stays as plus 1. This is my linear equation for these 2 points. Okay, that's ugly arrow, I'm sorry, but that's how you do it. Okay, so you're going to do another one. Same steps, right? Step 1 is to do what? Find your slope. Again, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you're one of those students that's like, oh my god, I know already, why are you going so slow? There are some students that have no idea what I'm talking about right now, so bear with me, okay? All right, plug it in. What goes where? Again, y2 is here, so negative 1 minus 1 over x2 is 4 minus x1 is 0. You guys wonder where I got the minus sign from? It's already in the formula. All right, so negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 over 4. This can be simplified to negative 1/2. Whenever you can simplify a fraction, you better simplify that fraction. So that's what m is equal to. Okay? Step 2, pick your point. Again, I see a 0 and a 1. instead of a negative, I would rather use my 0 and 1s. Again, I love zeros because they're the easiest numbers to work with. And I'm plugging it into this equation, y equals mx plus b. And like we discussed before, this guy is x, this guy is y. So where y is, the number 1 goes. Where m is, I just figured out that that's negative 1/2, so I'll change the color for you. And x, it's a good old number 0. Arguably my favorite number. Okay? Negative 1/2 times 0. Any number times 0 is still 0 plus b. I give you really easy ones. I should give you ones where it's harder. Okay. 1 is equal to b. Again, I solved for m. Hooray. Step 3 was to solve for b, which I did. Step 4 is to put it in a linear equation, which is y equals mx plus b, this guy right here. So again, my m is negative 1/2. X plus b, b is positive 1. This is my answer. 1/2 x plus 1. All right, next one I want you to try on your own and tell me what the answer will be. So if you did it correctly, your slope here is going to give you, I'm going to skip steps now because you guys should get this by now, negative 4 minus 5 over 0 minus negative 3. Again, x1, y1, x2, y2. And your formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if I solve for this, negative 4 minus 5 gives me a negative 9. Okay? And this becomes 0 plus 3, which is positive 3. This can be simplified to the number negative 3. Negative 3 over 1 and 3 is the same thing. So that is my m, my slope. Second step is to solve for b. Again, you can pick any point you want to, but based off of this easy pattern I've been giving you so far, you see a 0 here. Dude, take your shot. If you pick negative 3, 5, you'll still get the same answer. But if you pick 0 and negative 4, your life was so much easier than whoever picked the other one. Okay? So again, you plug it in. Negative 4 is equal to m, which is negative 3. X is 0 plus b. We're solving for b. Negative 4 is equal to, beloved 0 gives us a 0, plus b, that means b is by itself, is equal to negative 4. So your linear equation is y is equal to negative 3x minus 4. All right, if you guys wrote it as y is equal to negative 3x plus negative 4, it's correct. But again, it's not necessary to have a plus and minus. It looks nicer if you just put it as a minus. Okay? Next one. I know, you just got like one more. Two tables to do, okay? So this table, same steps. Step 1, solve for your slope. Solve for m. Again, your formula will never change. It will always be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Oh my god, am I using this in high school still? Yeah, you are. You are still, unfortunately, using this in high school. So x1 and y1, this is your x, so x1, x2, y1, y2. All right, just be consistent with what you choose as 1s and 2s, and you plug it in. 10 minus 5 over 2 minus 1. 10 minus 5 is going to give you a 5. 2 minus 1 is going to give you a 1. So again, your slope is just the number 5, because 5 over 1 is 5. Okay? Second step, pick a number. So I'm just going to pick 1 and 5 because it's the smaller numbers. I don't like dealing with bigger numbers because smaller numbers are easier. You guys are lazy like me, so I'm pretty sure you like shortcuts. So 1 and 5, again, that's x, that's y. Plug that in. So you have y is 5, m is 5 as well, x is 1 plus b, and we are solving. solving for b. So I have 5 is equal to 5 times 1 is 5 plus b. You need b alone. So if there's a number finally here, to get rid of it, if you see that it's a positive 5, to get rid of it, you need to subtract it on both sides because it's a one-step equation. You're left with b is equal to 5 minus 5, which is 0. Oh, that is so annoying. Okay, so when you plug it into your final equation, since you solve for b, my equation looks like this. Y is equal to mx plus b. Y is equal to 5x. Do I even need a plus 0 here? No, it will just look like y is equal to 5x. Okay, and our last table, step 1, solve your slope. So again, x1, x2, y1, y2. I have 2. Did I do the last one? Sorry, yes, I did do it right. 2 minus negative 4 over 0 minus 2. That's going to give you 2 plus 4 is 6 over negative 2, which gives you the answer of negative 3. All right, step 2, again, you're picking your points. I will always pick something with 0 in it because 0 is the easiest to deal with. If you want to pick another number, you can. You'll get the same answer regardless. But again, I'm picking 0, 2. I have y equals mx plus b. Y, again, is your 2, is equal to m is negative 3. X is 0 plus b. I don't know why I put the parentheses the other way. But 2 is equal to negative 3 times 0 is 0 plus b. That means b, which was step 3 to solve, is equal to 2. That's my y-intercept. So my fourth and final step is putting it together. My equation is going to look like y is equal to negative 3x plus 2. Okay? Hope that makes a little bit more sense than yesterday. Okay. Bye, guys.